Red Eye Sports Network, man. Tap in. Make sure you like and subscribe on your way in. Listen, the NBA had us fooled the whole time. They was running a play on us when it comes to Michael Jordan and his legacy. We about to get into the content, man. Listen, everybody know the story. Jordan wins three championships back to back. Three of them. They three-peat. Then he walks away from basketball and go play baseball. Then he come back like a superhero, win three more. That's the version the world was sold. You know, the NBA, they packaged all this up and this is what they sold to us. But what if the NBA's biggest icon had secrets the league never wanted fully exposed? We here to tap into the content. Make sure you like and subscribe. Red Eye Sports Network. Don't worry about nothing. Today we diving into one of the biggest conspiracies in sports history, the rumors surrounding Michael Jordan gambling, his sudden retirement, and the tragic death of his father. Now, before we begin the video discussing long-standing rumors, theories, and public speculation, there has never been an official proof connecting Michael Jordan to organized crime or game fixing, but the time and the stories and the unanswered questions still have people talking decades later.
Involvement in the NBA?
Well, I was actually a speaker for them. I was speaking to a lot of NBA rookies for a couple of years.
Okay, about what?
Dangers of gambling.
Aha.
Yeah. They recruited me to actually talk to the players.
As you were running an illegal gambling operation?
No, this was after.
This is after.
This is after,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you spoke on the Michael Jordan situation.
Yeah.
How involved were you, in terms of your, well, I'm not going to say your involvement, but how much did you know about that whole situation? Because Jordan himself was a serious gambler.
Yes.
You actually referred to him as a degenerate gambler.
He's a big gambler. Big. I mean, Michael gambles on everything from what my experiences, what I was told, and people that know him, yes.
Okay. Did you personally know him at all or no?
I met him. I met him actually at an NBA deal that we had, an event, yeah.
Okay. But he never gambled with you?
With me, no.
Okay. So he had this serious gambling problem, and then his father gets murdered. And there was always speculation if one had something to do with the other. From what you know.
Again, I don't have firsthand knowledge of this, but being that I was working with the NBA at that time, I was told two things. One, that he was told to leave the NBA around the time that his father got murdered because stories were about to come out, and there was a lot of heat on the fact that because of Michael's gambling habit, there was a lot of heat on the fact that because of Michael's gambling habit, his father paid the price. And the NBA didn't want the press, so they asked him to leave for a while. That's when he went to play baseball. And then when things settled down, he came back.
Everybody knows by now, back in the 90s, Michael Jordan wasn't just a basketball player. He was the NBA. The league expanded globally because of him. Shoe deals, commercials, movies, championships. Michael Jordan became untouchable. The NBA needed him. Networks needed him. Sponsors needed him. He wasn't just an athlete, man. He was just the whole conglomerate. He was a billion-dollar image. But behind the scenes, one thing kept following him everywhere: gambling. See, Jordan never hid the fact that he liked to gamble. Cards, golf bets, casinos, high stakes, shooting coins. Former teammates, reporters, even books written about Michael Jordan talked about how competitive he was, not just on the court, but with everything. There were stories about him gambling deep in the night before game, stories about massive bets, stories about losses. One incident became national news when reporters reported involving businessman Richard Esquinas, who claimed Michael Jordan owed him money from gambling losses. Another controversy involved Jordan being seen gambling in Atlantic City during the playoffs. While none of this was illegal by itself, people start asking questions. How deep did it really go? Now, me personally, I think the mafia had a hand in Michael Jordan's father being unalived. Shot offside the highway, no jury taken, no money taken. Happened in 1993. James Jordan found dead on the side of the road in North Carolina. The story shocked the world. Almost immediately, conspiracy theories exploded because some people believed the murder didn't make sense. Reporters said valuables were never present. People online and barbershops began creating theories. Everybody was cooking up their story at the end of the day. But for the most part, you can't fool the people. We know what's going on. And the streets was talking, bro. And this is what I don't like about the NBA. They try to make it to where you got to have this squeaky clean image. If they just let people be humans, we can still consider them the GOAT, but it seemed like you're supposed to have no smut on your name. Like that's what LeBron was shooting for. He's never been caught up in nothing. Never this, never that. When that's not necessarily the case, it's just nowadays it's teams and all kind of stuff that keep a lot of these reports from coming out. Right? Kobe had his scandal. They try to smut his legacy because of that. But they don't never say nothing about Michael Jordan and his gambling, bro. And if you ask me, another reason why he left the NBA, because the mafia was forcing him to either throw games or bet on the games. You cannot tell me it wasn't. And then later down the line, referee Tim Donahue was arrested for working with the mafia for organizing games, throwing games, fixing games in the NBA. 1 + 1 is 2, man. I can't be the only person who not naive to that. You know, the NBA and the major networks controlled the narrative tightly back in the day. Jordan was present as a perfect competitor, the ultimate winner, the global face of basketball. Many believe anything threatened that image was minimized or buried. And you can believe it, because it was a $1 billion organization. They was not about to let any smut be on this man's name. Now, to be fair, many people believe these conspiracy theories go too far sometimes. There's no confirmed evidence of Michael Jordan tied to the mafia. No proof the NBA suspended him secretly. No proof his father was murdered. Connection was to the mafia. But a lot of it comes from speculation, time, and unanswered questions. And sometimes when legends become larger than life, people naturally search for darker stories. But come on, man. The people are not stupid. We know what's going on. It sounds good that he left and played baseball, and he wasn't even really that good of a baseball player. Just think about it. You as a grown adult now. Do you really believe he left the NBA to just go play baseball in the height of his career? No, like Michael Francis said, it was some stuff going on, man. The NBA went with him, and they was like, look, man, it's probably best that you sit out for a little while. Like he said, when it all died out, he came back. It makes sense. 2 years later, he comes back. He changed his number. He did the whole 9. So you cannot tell me that the mafia was not involved with Michael Jordan. And if that's the case, we got to put an asterisk beside his legacy. We have to, because at that point, it's like it's not a natural, pure game at this point. You got outside hands influencing what goes on. So the flu game, I don't know. A couple other ones, you never know, y'all. We might have to run some of these games back, because everything don't sit right with me when I think about it. I'm like, hold on. He was on some stuff and they just wanted to throw all this up under the rug. But as a grown man, I know was like, come on. Come on. They did a good job, though. They did a great job of covering Michael Jordan's secrets. But we here, Red Eye Sports Network, to recover all of that. Because everybody who live real life gets smut thrown on their name. So he is not exhumed from that. Now, granted, he's still number 1 in my book. I got him number 1, Kobe second. So, hey, you know what? I ain't even gonna be like that. I got LeBron 3. I'll put LeBron at 3. I'll give him that, right? Even though I kind of fight with myself with Tim Duncan, but I'll give him that. But at the end of the day, it won't change the public opinion, but let's know the real. Michael Jordan was involved with the mafia with sports betting. Y'all hop in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Until next time, this is Red Eye Sports Network. I'm B24.